it's impossible to measure your contribution to the program because you were such an integral and an essential part of its exponential growth. We really thank you for everything you did for us. And I personally want to thank you for turning me into the neurotic perfectionist that I am today. I love you for it. Charles, you know, against all odds and despite massive opposition, you stuck with it and turned that program into one of the most innovative, highly respected programs in the country. From 2 rooms in Whitehall to a school of our own. It's a spectacular achievement. We can't thank you enough. On a personal note, I also want to say that, you know, in the early 70s, it wasn't so easy for a woman to break into the business, much less Glyphix. So thank you for believing in me, and thank you for giving all the women in the program the chance to excel. We really appreciate it. Love you so much.
Charles and John, I hope you have a great evening, and I wanted to say congratulations on getting the Endowment Award. It's wonderful. I am currently working at American Greetings and have used all the design skills that you taught me way back when and continue to use those every day.
So I called up to the university and asked to speak with someone about the design program, and I figured, you know, the best metric I could come up with was what kind of computers they had. So I remember getting forwarded into Charles, and I, you know, sophomore, or I guess I was a junior in high school, wasn't used to talking on the phone very much, so I called. I was very timid, but I said, well, you know, what kind of computers do you have? You know, do you have, you know, G4s? Because that, you know, would mean to me that it was a good school. And he's like, well, we do. You know, we have great computers, and by the time you start here, we'll probably have even better computers by then. But that doesn't matter. You know, the computers aren't important.
Congratulations on this award. Again, I think it's a fine tribute.
I mean, all my best memories are probably late night Glyphix. You know, you had a pretty good sound system in there, and it was the 90s, so people, you know, real loud grunge music and just people running around doing projects, and it was just a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie.
Well, it's hard to believe that 40 years have gone by this quickly, but if I have to think of what the takeaway may be from the both of you, John and Charles, as teachers, was that you got involved with our lives and became a part of our life while we were learning design, through your trips to New York and through food and through just humor and bantering, which we did plenty of. And you also gave us respect, which I think is a prime thing for students to have from their teachers. And it's a two-way street. And, very grateful lesson in life.
Like the word visionaries comes to mind with them, because I think a program like that is so hard to set up. But now being a director myself, I sort of appreciate how much they put into selecting the educators that they would have to help execute their vision. I think that's really hard, you know, to put the right players in place to be able to help execute your vision. So I think they're masters at that.
The other vision I have is of you and John playing tennis, and then the garage door would open on a hot summer's day, and you and John would be like running into the critique.
John and Charles, first of all, congratulations on just a terrific career, and we really can't thank you enough for all the things that you've imparted on us. And as Bob said, how you approached us in your teaching and your outreach to us was fantastic. And what we've discussed is really there's a little bit of John and Charles in all of us, because we've gone on in our careers and have had the good fortune of meeting young people like you met us when we were young ones, and just got to instill a lot of the values and sensibilities of design in life, and just enjoying one another to them. So thank you so much, and congrats.
You know, I still remember the day that John, Charles, American Greetings was coming to do their portfolio reviews at Kent, and I had taken a job in Chicago at a publishing company, and you guys told me, just go, you knucklehead, just go talk to him. What's it going to hurt? I know you already have a job or whatever, but so I went and spoke with the gal, Janet Spillman was her name at the time, and 30 years later, here I am. I $2,000 more a year, so I came to American Greetings instead of the publishing company in Chicago. So I guess I owe you a much belated thanks for kicking me in the ass and telling me to go talk to him, even though I had a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt on, which is a Hallmark licensed property.
John and Charles, I just wanted to reach out to you tonight since I couldn't be with you all to celebrate in person. I wanted to say a heartfelt congratulations on receiving the Walker Buchanan Founders Award. I can't think of two more well-deserving individuals to receive awards such as this. Thanks for everything you've meant to me personally through the years. Thank you for everything you've done for UCDA, and thank you for all the students' lives you've touched.
My remembrances of John and Charles are one of complete mentorship, and I always felt really special to be in the program. I felt like we were the best of the best, and I think we were always sort of supported in that way.
I think one of my best memories was John and Charles used to have these lovely gatherings at their home where the faculty and the grad students would mix. It was a great place for us to kind of like let loose, have fun, but still talk about things that we were working on and things that we were learning. So those were good memories, those nights.
Hi Charles, hi John. It's Dwayne Perolio here in Chicago. I want to congratulate both of you on this wonderful occasion and to let you know that I've always valued the design skills I acquired at Kent. However, it was after starting my own design company that I became acutely aware of that value. As you know, throughout the years I have hired a number of graduates from Kent State, not because I was familiar with its rigorous program, but because I've always believed that the students coming out of that program were better trained than others. Each of these individuals has helped me build and sustain a successful design business, and for that reason, I thank you both. Again, congratulations.
I miss those days. Happy to be retired, but I miss those days. And speaking of retirement, when I did retire, I thanked John or Charles for hiring me, plucking me out of the Rocky Mountains. And once again, thanks very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm so appreciative of the opportunities that were given to me, and never really felt like I had a great chance to say thank you, and so this is my thank you as well.
I concur. I feel like I'm a lucky disguise number 4. My life is sort of built around this program, everything I learned and all the things like that. So I'd like to say thank you to Charles, and I just want you to remember that moment when we were in Zurich drinking wine and eating with Fritz and Rooney, and Edgar showed up on his Vespa, and we were drinking wine out of those ceramic chickens until dark. That was really quite fun.
Thanks, John and Charles. We really appreciate all you guys put into the program, put into us.
Absolutely. And such fond memories, just really, really, really fond memories.
I just remember their passion for design and creating an environment for us to learn in that was competitive and strong and challenging, but also nurturing at the same time.
John and Charles always taught me that design is more than an assignment, that you have to adopt it as a lifestyle, as a philosophy. And I'm grateful for that. They were my mentors, and I admire them very much. Congratulations, John and Charles.
I want to congratulate them, first of all, and thank them for starting this program. It's done a lot for me professionally, and I'd like to say that I have a daughter who's now a junior in high school who has an art ability, and she's considering the program now, so hopefully she may enter in 2 years and also go through it as well.
My name is Stuart Shar. I was director of the School of Art at Kent State from 1975 through 1983. I am delighted to learn that a scholarship has been established to honor both Charles Walker and John Buchanan. I have the greatest respect for their vision, diligence, and hard work in the development of the graphic design program at Kent. This honor is long overdue.
How many people can honestly say that they truly love what they do? I'm fortunate to be one of those people, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so how old is this photograph?
Well, it was taken 1974, 75.
Oh my
maybe
gosh.
75.
40 years? Are
40
you
years.
serious?
The
I don't
original Glyphix group.
That's
oh my
true.
gosh. What's the background? What are we actually laying on?
Go ahead,
This
Cher.
was the floor outside the cage.
Outside the cage, and the photographer was there on the spiral staircase shooting down, and it was just one of those moments.
I think
You mean
John
we got
shot it.
swept out with the cigarette butts?
Oh, good grief.
I still remember many things as I walked down the art building. Random images. I see you, John, pushing a fruit cart, grapes perfectly positioned on top. Your students trembling that they somehow didn't meet your expectations. You set that bar pretty high, you know. And I remember you, Charles, walking the halls, coming towards my office, keys clanking, looking like the janitor everyone thought you were, hoping I wasn't in trouble. And I remember our lunches. Boy, those were the days.
I remember a lot of things very specifically, and I've tried to honestly weave a lot of the things that I admired about them and how they ran their program. I've really, over the years, to be honest with you, tried to borrow a lot of those components, the passion, the honest passion for what they were doing, for feeling like every day you can make a little bit of a difference in somebody's life. Just their enthusiasm, their genuineness. Really, I try every day to borrow a little bit of that.
I think Glyphix was, John had set that studio up in a way that was, it set you up for the real world. There was, from the time constraints to real world projects with Glyphix, I think it was just, it set me up to be better positioned for my future career.
They really had this way of setting high expectations of the students and then giving them the tools and the skills needed to meet those expectations, which were, I think, most people going into the program would have never guessed that they were capable of doing some of the things that they were capable of doing. And the other thing that I think they were really good at is getting students ready to go out in the world and be continuous learners.
I remember growing up seeing projects that students worked on for my dad, and I remember being very impressed by the quality of the work and just hearing about the thought behind it, how the project was designed.
John would teach us in Glyphix, and he would sit down with us and he'd pretty much inspect our files, checking that all of our grids were lined up, that none of the text boxes were larger than they should be, checking all the spatial intervals and tints of colors and things like that. So like I still have this feeling that someone may pop in the door and inspect my files at any moment.
All of this is, again, to say thank you for the background that I received. It was at times difficult, but it was worth it. It paid off. And it was noticeable to others in the industry. So this scholarship in your honor will help continue that legacy for other students. But I have a question for you now. Can I get rid of these art boards now?
Welcome back.
So we'd like to offer a toast to John and Charles. Thanks for all of the great memories and all of the fabulous opportunities. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Cheers. 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 Cheers.